Number 18, Flumpty easily the worst. I think the only thing that puts this character in last place is simply because of the lack of good renders it has. It's just one picture, that's it. Number 17, Spider Flumpty. I think Spider Flumpty is really unique compared to a lot of the other ones, but while it is creepy, it doesn't really manage to be cool. Like, if you look at Springtrap from FNAF, yes, he's ugly, but he manages to be cool as well, which is why he's so popular. Spider Flumpty just doesn't do that. Despite that, Spider Flumpty does have some cool renders, such as the one where he's in the blood bathtub, and I really like how if you flash Spider Flumpty, it looks like he's just about to leave, which adds to the tension, so that's why he's above Flumpty. Number 16, Door Flumpty. The first character in this list I genuinely like. The gameplay of this character is pretty interesting. Close off a door, but if one of the rooms swaps, you have to use the other door to close off. The renders are good, just not as good as the other characters' renders, although I do really like the one where he's at the door, that one's cool. Number 15, Empty Bempty. The first character in this list who isn't a Flumpty clone. It's an Easter egg. That's really all it is. Number 14, All-Seeing Eye Flumpty. Seeing this character just randomly appear is such a big jump scare. Almost a bigger jump scare than some of the actual jump scares in this game. Anyways, this character is cool, very unique. I like how it's a big eyeball. Also, the exposure mechanic is cool. Number 13, another Flumpty. My favorite thing about this character is the whole changing faces gimmick they have. It's really cool. Not much else to say, it's a simple character with a simple mechanic. Number 12, Virtual Boy Flumpty, and the first A-tier character. Interesting renders, interesting gameplay, it's a really cool character. I love the render that shows after the power's been turned off, because it's a really good way of him saying, "I've won," or something. Number 11, Fireside Flumpty. I like this character as well, especially the colours. I like how the character goes from blue to red as he gets to the fireplace. It's an interesting way of telling you that you're close to being in danger just by colour. Plus, I love all the renders and expressions. One moment he's got a bunch of arms, the next moment he's referencing the scrapped blind character. It's great stuff. Number 10, Golden Flumpty. A very mysterious and weird character. Some say he's a hallucination, some say he isn't, but whatever he is, he's cool. His mechanic in the first game and second game is pretty much the same, although I do have a bit of a bias against him because he has killed me 3 times in hard boil mode. Him and the next character in this list are a deadly combo. Number 9, the Owl. The first character on this list who isn't an egg, despite that the owl did hatch from an egg probably, so that's funny. Anyways, the owl's got an interesting mechanic, and despite just being an owl, it's a really cool character. One detail I really like is that in the jump scare, the character actually has its talons reach out for you, just like owls do in real life. Number 8, the Beaver Owl. Have you ever wanted a hybrid of the beaver and the owl? Well, here it is. I love the sight of just one of its eyes glowing in the vent. That's super creepy. Not much else to say, it's just a cool character. Number 7, Birthday Boy Blam or BBB. Probably one of the most basic characters in the game, always with the most simple mechanic, but I still like him. I like how his face contorts into horrifying things whenever he jump scares you, that's neat. Number 6, the Beaver. It's a beaver that sits on a toilet and runs to your office with knife feet. That's cool. Number 5, Shadow Flumpty. This is easily the best Flumpty clone. He's got an interesting mechanic and has some of the most consistently great renders in the game. The way he slowly manifests in your office is awesome! I love it. Number 4, Flumpty Bumpty himself, and the first S-tier character. Flumpty is probably the most interesting character in the game. He is an omnipotent, or omnipotent if you will, egg who can transcend time and space and is immune to the plot. What more could you love? Number 3, the Red Man. You know, for a short period of time, this guy was actually my favourite character. He isn't anymore, but I still think he's genuinely really cool. His design is really unsettling, especially when you know it used to be a human, and his mechanics are really interesting too. Overall, great character. Number 2, Grunkfus the Clown. There is so much good to be said about this character. First, he has got to have some of the most consistently unique, original, and great mechanics in the game. In the first game, if you use the cameras too much, he kills you. In the second game, he has a patience meter, which is basically like a ticking time bomb, and in the third game, you can't flash him with the cameras, but he's a lot faster so you can't die to him. Plus, I like his design a lot too. He's really weird, and I love how his jaw opens up. It's super creepy. Overall, Grunkfus is great, but despite that, he's not the greatest. The greatest character in One Night at Flumpty'S is the Eyesore. The Eyesore is one of the creepiest yet coolest characters you can find in a FNAF style game. It is a bunch of corpses put together into a dinosaur-like creature. Like, that is amazing. It's such a horrifying looking character, especially in its jump scares that can be downright gory. Especially the name pun, Eyesore. It's a dinosaur, it's covered in eyes, and it's horrifying to look at, so it's such an amazing pun. I also love how the character is used in the games. It's kind of like this character who's one and done, in a way, where he's incredibly dangerous but only has to be dealt with once. In One Night at Flumpty'S 2, he only appears once, but he raises your exposure up a lot. And in the third game, when paired with Grunkfus, he is deadly. The Eyesore has got to be the best one for me. And that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe. I appreciate every bit of support I get. Anyways, that's the end of the video. Goodbye. LOL.